Hey guys, Michelle here with My Designs in the Chaos. My goal to develop, encourage, and grow your crafting talents and confidence. So we are starting a fresh start. Happy New Year, and let's start it off while we are crafting. Okay, so today we're going to be making some really cute tic-tac-toe bags that are perfect for classroom Valentine's Day treats. So I found this little package of fabric gift bags from Dollar Tree. It comes in a 3-piece set, and they're decorated on one side and they're blank on the other. So let me open them up and show you exactly what they look like. So they've got a decoration on one side, and then the other side is completely blank, which is where we're actually going to put the heat transfer vinyl on. Then I also found these cute little stones. Now, you're probably thinking, Michelle, those are not Valentine's colors at all. And you're exactly right. My Dollar Tree was completely sold out of all the Valentine's Day colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the white ones, and we're just going to add some adhesive vinyl to them to make them Valentine's Day. So let's go ahead and let's dive into our project. So I've already gone and cut the designs on my Silhouette machine, but you can cut these SVGs on either a Cricut or a Silhouette, and you can grab the SVG file directly from the blog. And these little treats are perfect for a class gift, or even if you're making your own kiddos or your grandkids a little Valentine's treat bag, this will be sure to entertain them. So I've already cut the design on some heat transfer vinyl here. So I'm going to put all this to the side. This is adhesive vinyl that we're going to use in just a minute when we make the pieces for the tic-tac-toe board. But when you cut your heat transfer vinyl, the first thing you're going to need to do is you need to weed it out, which just means I'm going to remove all of the vinyl that's not going to be attached onto my project. So I'm going to peel all that up. And I thought that this was black, but I'm not gonna lie, this is looking a little bit more navy blue. So this might be more of a navy blue than a black, and that's okay. Now, when you are weeding vinyl, sometimes I like to just use my hands, and sometimes it's gonna require something a little bit more, like a weeding tool. I like to keep all of my tools in just this handy little bag. That way it's easily accessible in my crazy craft room, but that sometimes is a little bit easier to be able to grab and get these little ends out when I have a hook. Okay, so now that we have the design fully weeded, which just means all the stuff that we don't want onto our bag has been taken off, what we're gonna do is we need to now press it onto the back of our little bag, because we're gonna make a little tic-tac-toe board right here on the back of the bag. So I'm going to just set it here on the back of my bag and kind of put it down a little so that this top part, there's still space to be able to close the top part of the bag. So I'm gonna put it at the bottom. I have my heat transfer vinyl on my bag, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cover it with a Teflon sheet to make sure that my Cricut Easy Press doesn't burn it. So I have it here on the lowest heat to start with. If I feel like it's not adhering well, I can always increase the heat to the number 2 or increase the heat to the number 3. But for now, I'm gonna just keep it on number 1. And I know that it's ready because it did its little beep, and it's good to go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna press this heat transfer vinyl onto this bag to give me a tic-tac-toe board. I'm gonna take a peek. Let's see how we're doing. Needs to go a little more on the edges. Now, when you're doing this, you're gonna wanna make sure to apply some pressure to it just to make sure that that heat transfer vinyl really adheres to the fabric. And typically when you're working with heat transfer vinyl, you wanna make sure to mirror your design when you cut it. But for this tic-tac-toe board, that really doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter which way the arrows are going. When you're pressing, make sure you get on the edges really, really well. Those will probably be the most difficult parts because of the fact that there's a seam there, and so it's a little bit thicker. So just make sure to really press down on the edges of that tic-tac-toe board. Then once you've given it a good press, you should be ready to peel up that carrier sheet. Now, once you have the carrier sheet lifted, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna cover it up one more time and then give it one more nice press. And now you've got a super cute tic-tac-toe board on the back, and then you've got a nice decorative design on the front. But we still need the pieces. So let's take our little glass gems, as they're called, and we're gonna cut this open, and we're gonna take out 10 pieces total, 5 for X's and 5 for O's. And again, if you have red ones, you could do this with red and white and you wouldn't even need to put vinyl on them. But because my Dollar Tree was completely out of those, I'm gonna use all white and we're gonna put red and black on them. So my black, I've already cut my O's on them, and you could do all kinds of cute things. You could do a pair of lips, you could do a heart. I'm keeping it super simple today and we're just doing O's and X's, but have some imagination with it. On the free SVG, I included a little heart in there if you wanna do like X's and hearts or O's and hearts or something like that. So I'm gonna weed out each of these O's. Now, typically you would wanna use transfer tape to kind of move them from one place to another when you're working with adhesive vinyl. For these, because it's so small and it's such an individual project, I'm literally just gonna peel them up. And on these gems, you have one side that's a little more rounded and one side that is more flat. I'm gonna actually place the O on the flatter side, just so that it sticks a little bit better. So I'm gonna just stick it on there. I don't even need to use transfer tape. And now I've got one of my tic-tac-toe pieces. And I'm gonna do the same thing for all of them. Okay, here's the last one for the O's. And now we've got all of our O pieces, and we're gonna do the same thing with our X's. So I've already cut our X's in adhesive vinyl as well. I'm gonna trim them down just a little bit so that I can save the rest of my adhesive vinyl scrap for a future project. And this project is a great scrap buster project. All of these pieces of vinyl I got from my scrap drawer, so because it only really needs small pieces. So we're gonna do the exact same thing on this one. I'm not using transfer tape, I'm just peeling them up and sticking them on. And put them right again on the back flat side of the little gem. So they look like that. So they're another little piece on there. I'm just doing it on the flat side because the vinyl will stick a little bit better and it's not going to wrinkle. When you put it on a curved surface, there's a larger chance that the vinyl will wrinkle or peel or come up. And so on the flat side, it should stay on there pretty well. And so now I've got all of my tic-tac-toe pieces, and so you can, you know, play a game of tic-tac-toe on here. And there's enough pieces for each set. And then when they're not in use, you can pick up all of your pieces and you can put them right inside the little baggie and put them together so they don't get lost. Now, if you don't want to create your own pieces, you can also just get this little bag of table scatter and then pull out 5 of each piece. There's hearts, there's lips, there's jewels, all kinds of really cute things in there.